Welcome to this week's Scotty Bet TV. Now, hope you had a couple of winners during the week and last weekend. We had 3 out of 4 on the Acca, didn't we? Rochdale let us down. Hopefully we can go one better this week. Scotty Cert went in, 2 or more goals for Tottenham against Manchester City. That went in, so fingers crossed we can get some cash for you this week. It's the 4th round of the FA Cup at Anfield. Liverpool entertain Wolves. Now, you're looking at the stats and the facts for this one. Liverpool 1-4, Wolves 11-12-1. Worth a nicket of anyone's money, surely, in a 3-horse race if you're including the draw. But for the bet for me, I like Wolves. Now, I'm not backing them to win, but I'm backing them with a 2-goal advantage. It's 11-10 in most bookmakers. That's a 2-goal start, so effectively Liverpool can win by 1, and then you'd even get the draw as well. So Wolves with a 2-goal start, 11-10, cracking bet. Considering this Wolves team have beaten Newcastle away on the road this season and knocked out Stoke in the previous round, and that was at the Bet365 Stadium. So that for me, Stoke plus 2 goals. Another big game on Merseyside this weekend, and it's at Pretton Park. It's 3rd versus 4th, Tranmere versus Dagenham and Redbridge. Now, I've picked out my Cert as both teams to score. Even money you'll get if you shop around. Now, Tranmere have won 11 of the last 14 at home, and Dagenham have won 4 of the last 5 on the road. So, and you're looking at their goal scoring stats. I think Tranmere have scored in the last 7, and Dagenham have scored in the last 8. So it looks a shoo-in, doesn't it, for the both teams to score. Even money, that's my certainty of the weekend. And the Acca that I'm picking is a 4-fold, pays around 9-10-1, so fingers crossed we can go one better than we did last week. Now I'm picking Arsenal away at Southampton. Now Arsenal should beat Southampton considering the game Southampton had during the week. So 5-4 for Arsenal, I'm throwing them in the accumulator. Also Scunthorpe are at home to Port Vale. I think they're a shoe-in as well. Manchester City against Crystal Palace is another one. I think Manchester City should blow Crystal Palace out the water here. Crystal Palace are struggling, haven't won a game under Sam Allardyce, and effectively I think Sam Allardyce needs to stay in the league. I think it's a shoe-in for Manchester City, this one. Round 1-2, so that should build it up. And the last one is Queen's Park Rangers at home to Burton Albion. Manager Nigel Clough's at a crossroads. He doesn't know what to do with in regards to his job. He could go to Nottingham Forest, so I think there's a bit of uncertainty at Burton Albion at the moment. So for me, QPR on that one. So that's QPR, Manchester City, Scunthorpe and Arsenal. Pays around 9-10-1. If you're looking for an FA Cup shot this weekend, I've picked out Lincoln 4-1. Now Lincoln are playing, let me remind you, Brighton 4-5. Now I wouldn't touch Brighton at 4-5 with anyone's money. Chris Hughton's come out today and says he will utilise his squad. Now in the last round, Brighton made 11 changes. He's got bigger fish to fry. He wants to come to the Premier League. So effectively this is Lincoln versus Brighton reserves. So 4-1 Lincoln at home. You won't get a greater advantage for that price. You can't moan on you. 4-1 Brighton versus 4-1 Lincoln versus Brighton reserves. I think that could be an FA Cup shot, and it's well overpriced. 4-1. Now it's your section of the show. It's your bets. So I want to know what your certainties are for the weekend. So it was quite successful last week. A lot of you got in touch. A lot of you given me your naps and certs. Very, very much appreciated on that one. Thanks very much for the feedback. Without further ado, let's get straight into this week's. And your bets are Lee Dobson, EFC. He says, I think QPR are over evens at home to Burton is a good bet. I totally agree with you, Lee. I think Queen's Park Rangers have caught Burton at the right time. Burton's away record shocking this season, and the uncertainty over Nigel Clough's future will only enhance QPR's chances at 11-10. I totally agree with you, it's a cracking bet. Jason Landry says Wolves. I don't think he's an Evertonian or Liverpoolian, I don't know. But no, Wolves 11-12-1. For the Championship team, it's always worth a nicker against the Premier League team, considering Liverpool's form. But no, for me, the handicap one, as I touched on before, 11-10 with 2 goals, Wolves. Christian Richardson says Manchester City, Palace surely going to rest players. Totally agree with you, Christian. I think Sam Allardyce, he hasn't won a game. He needs to stay in the division, doesn't he? So he's got to make sure his players are fully fit for next week rather than risk them in the FA Cup. Man City look a good bet there. Totally agree with you. Matt Smith, EFC, he says Brighton. No, I'm going with Lincoln and that one, Matt. I think that could be where the cup shot could be. Brighton making a lot of changes like they did in the last round, 11 in the last round. So I fancy Lincoln to pull off a shock in there. And last one just coming in now is a Derby versus Leicester. It's from Marco Italiano 88. He says Derby versus Leicester, both teams to score. and over 2.5 goals. Worth a shout. It's a big Friday night game. It's a derby match. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a sending off in that one as well. So I think that's also a good bet, Mark. So good luck with that one. But whatever you're doing this week, the very best of luck. Thanks very much for the mentions. Really good positive feedback. Thank you very much for that. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, because there's a couple of videos that go out there during the week on the midweek matches, so keep an eye out for them. And also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at ScottyBetTV, and I'll see you next week.